everyone predicted that a single photo would spark a wave of global discussion among K-pop fans. One image, Jimin seen hugging an unknown woman, became the subject of wide conversation, not only because of its intimacy, but because of Jungkook's facial expression caught in that moment. An expression frozen between shock and wonder, as if he himself was trying to understand what he had just seen. The question is simple yet shaking. Who is that woman? And why does Jungkook's reaction feel so full of meaning? The initial facts revealed are not many, yet that is exactly where its appeal lies. The circulating photo is not an official snippet from the agency, but rather a camera capture allegedly from a backstage moment. The exact location has not been confirmed, but Jimin's body language and the clear familiarity depicted have sent speculation skyrocketing. On the other hand, the camera captured Jungkook standing not far away, his eyes fixed on the incident. Within hours, the photo spread on social media with millions of interactions, sparking analysis from every angle. Fans began dissecting the moment in detail. Some argue that Jungkook's expression was merely a spontaneous reflection of ordinary surprise. Yet others believe there is a deeper emotional context. In K-pop culture, which is rich in image management, an idol's facial expression is rarely free from public interpretation. Was Jungkook surprised because he did not know of the woman's presence? Or because he realized the moment was being recorded? Each possibility gives rise to a new narrative. At this point, the question of the authenticity of the moment becomes increasingly important. Is this a personal interaction that happened to be caught on camera, or a staged scene meant to create buzz? The Korean entertainment industry is known for strictly regulating its artists' behavior, including controlling what can and cannot be seen in public. Not a few observers believe moments like this could be part of an indirect marketing strategy, sparking curiosity, then letting it grow in the public's hands. However, there is another aspect that makes this moment different. Jungkook's reaction has become the main focus, even surpassing who the woman is. In a world where idols' images are carefully curated, a facial expression that looks raw and unfiltered has high news value. Fans connect the expression to various possibilities, from genuine surprise to a sign of a story behind the scenes. This is where the complexity of this phenomenon lies. Public interpretation often shapes the narrative that is eventually taken as truth. Some media analysts note that this phenomenon is a perfect example of the reaction becoming the news. It is not uncommon for the main event to be overshadowed by someone else's response to it. In this case, Jimin's hug did spark the initial wave of discussion, but Jungkook's puzzling expression became the center of gravity in the conversation. In fact, some viral posts only feature a cropped shot of Jungkook's face without showing the full context, leaving viewers to imagine their own story behind the gaze. Amid the commotion, an ethical dimension worth questioning emerges. To what extent does the public have the right to analyze someone's expression without their consent? Are we merely spectators enjoying the drama, or have we stepped into a realm of privacy that should be protected? This question becomes even more relevant when we realize that every analysis, comment, and speculation adds value to the attention economy that underpins the modern entertainment industry. The official stance from the parties involved remains unclear. Jimin and Jungkook's agencies have issued no statements, and the artist's silence only adds to the mystery. For some fans, their silence is a way to protect privacy. But for skeptics, this silence is seen as a strategy, letting curiosity burn longer to keep the topic relevant in the public sphere. Both interpretations are equally possible, and without confirmation, the public is trapped between curiosity and uncertainty. Interestingly, this phenomenon also shows how quickly opinions form in the social media era. Within minutes, Jungkook's expression was framed in various memes, video analyses, and even long threads on international discussion forums. Everyone competed to interpret, prove, or refute the meaning behind a visual moment lasting no more than a few seconds. Here we see that it is not only the artist whose image is at stake, but also the integrity of the truth-seeking process in the public eye. From a media sociology perspective, this is a case study of how one human reaction can become a digital artifact that lives separately from its original context. Jungkook's expression is no longer just part of that moment. It has become a symbol, for some as a sign of genuine surprise, for others as proof that there is a hidden story behind the glittering stage. This symbol is then used, spread, and reinterpreted endlessly to end the end. The biggest question is no longer who is the woman or why did Jimin hug her, but why is Jungkook's reaction so important to us? Are we seeking the truth or simply enjoying the sensation of being part of an unresolved mystery? In a world filled with fast-flowing content, emotional reactions are a commodity, and this moment has proven just how valuable that commodity is. Until the truth emerges, if it ever does, what remains are only interpretation and imagination. The photo may become a digital archive, but the discussion will continue to live on. And every time we see Jungkook's expression in that image, we are reminded of one thing. In the modern media era, sometimes the most powerful thing is not the event itself, but how we react to it. This phenomenon has now gone beyond mere gossip or ordinary celebrity news. It has turned into a giant social experiment taking place in the digital public space. The question is, are we talking about facts that truly happened, or are we swept up in a deliberately created scenario? Was Jimin's hug of an unknown woman a spontaneous moment, or part of a marketing strategy wrapped in an emotional narrative? Is Jungkook's expression in the spotlight a reflection of genuine surprise, or is he merely an actor in an unwritten drama we consume unconsciously? We need to ask deeper. Where did this information come from? We know the sources are varied: TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and several other online media outlets. But are all these sources trustworthy? Or are they merely adding dramatic seasoning to increase viewer counts and interactions? In the modern media ecosystem, attention is currency. So, who benefits when a photo and facial expression become a global conversation? Imagine the scenario: a moment that looks natural, but is actually staged to spark public curiosity. There is no official confirmation, but also no denial. The silence of the parties involved becomes an empty space filled by netizen interpretations. Is this a coincidence, or a highly calculated strategy? And if it is indeed a strategy, are we, as news consumers, aware that we are part of the game? Here arises a sharper ethical dilemma. Is it fair for us to break down someone's expression frame by frame, then form a narrative that may be far from reality? Are we talking about a human being, or merely a fictional character in a story we create ourselves? What if our interpretation is wrong, and it harms the person involved? Are we ready to take responsibility for the consequences? This phenomenon also opens a discussion about how the attention economy works. Content like this moves quickly, flows through timelines, sparks emotions, then forces us to take sides, believe or doubt. Every like, share, and comment is not just an interaction, but also the fuel that keeps the issue alive. So, are we truly seeking the truth, or just enjoying the sensation of being involved in a viral conversation? We also need to question the personal bias we bring when consuming this information. Do we tend to believe news that fits our expectations or imagination of the idol? Do we reject facts that contradict the perfect image we have of them? In this case, news is not only about reality out there, but also about the reality we want to believe in. Furthermore, let's reflect. If one day it is proven that this moment was merely staged, will we feel deceived, or will we consider it part of entertainment? Conversely, if it is proven that this moment truly happened spontaneously, will we still enjoy it as gossip, or will we feel guilty for having dissected someone's private life? We must acknowledge that conversations like this are never neutral. Every narrative carries emotional weight, and every media outlet, big or small, has its own interests. So, is this news a reflection of fact, or merely a hoax wrapped neatly? Are we seeing the truth, or just a reflection of public expectations amplified by social media algorithms?